But it is a great event, the Netier National Capital Rally, and having covered motorsport in this town for 30 years, I think it's just fantastic that we've got a major event like this, 1st to the 3rd of June, and it covers not just the National Capital Rally either. It's round 2 of the Asia Pacific Rally Championship, round 3 of the Australian Rally Championship, and round 3 of the ACT Regional Rally Series. So, as I say, it's not just one rally, there's 3 or 4 different rallies within the one rally. Great to see Neil Bates and the family here, and Neil's got 2 sons competing at the moment, and I was talking to Neil just a moment ago. I went for a drive with Neil when I first arrived in Canberra in 1988. I think we drove his car in 1989 in the lead up to the Asanda rally. I've never been so scared in my life, and I did say to him, good on you having for 2 sons driving at the moment. Must be tough, but virtually project managing, I guess, the 2 boys, but it's great to see they're both doing so well. Without any further ado, Bec Cody MLA is just going to say a few words.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Just before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, the Ngunnawal people, and pay my respect to their elders past, present and emerging, and I also respect the continuing culture and contribution they make to this city and this region. I'd like to also acknowledge all the sponsors here today and thank them for their generous support of this event. As we know, we can't do things without our wonderful sponsors, so great. It gives me great pleasure to be here to launch the 2018, I apologise, Netier National Capital Rally. I know Minister Gentleman was initially going to be here today to launch this fantastic event, but unfortunately he was unable to get here. I'm sure many of you are aware of his participation in many rallies locally, nationally and internationally. So I hope I can do this launch justice for him. And I'm honoured to be here on behalf of the Chief Minister and Mick himself, so thank you so much. As I'm sure you're all very aware, this year's National Capital Rally will be held from the 1st to the 3rd of June, as Tim has already stated, as a round of the Australian Rally Championships, and I'm thrilled to see that it will again be staged as the 2nd round of the prestigious FIA Asia Pacific Rally Championship. Now, for all of you playing along at home, I'm not a rally enthusiast, but I do love cars, so, you know, any excuse, I say. After the success of last year's event, the fact that Canberra is again hosting Australia's round of the Asia Pacific Rally Championship is very clear recognition of the professional work that the Brindabella Motorsport Club undertakes in delivering the National Capital Rally. The event is a valuable and exciting part of our city's annual sporting calendar. I also acknowledge that the delivery of this event would not be possible without the assistance of nearly 300 local and interstate volunteers. All of those volunteers should be congratulated every year. I've been to a few of the rallies here in Canberra, and they do an amazing job. So I'd like to thank all the volunteers for the work that they do. The ACT government is very pleased to support the National Capital Rally through the ACT Event Fund. The National Capital Rally is another fantastic way of showcasing the very best of our city and the surrounding region. Having the event broadcast throughout Asia to over 900 million viewers and households adds another dimension to this exposure, providing fantastic opportunities to further profile Canberra on the international stage. With the year racing along and June only around the corner, it is my great pleasure to officially launch the 2018 National Capital Rally. I wish the organisers, volunteers, event sponsors and competing teams all the best for another safe and successful event, and I strongly encourage Canberrans and visitors alike to get along and enjoy all of the exciting rally action. And Mick told me to add a bit of a plug that I'm really looking forward to Harry taking me for a spin on Media Day, because I reckon that'll scare the pants off me too. Well done everyone, congratulations, and thanks for having me.
So just to give you an indication of what we're probably going to expect, 1st to the 3rd of June, here we go. Yes, reliving a few nightmares that I've been in a rally car, but you're going over those bumps and going around corners without using brakes back in the old days. But anyway, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Gordon Hayes on behalf of Netier. Gordon is the Managing Director of Netier, and they are the naming rights sponsor.
Cheers, and thank you very much everyone for coming today. For those of you who don't know, Netier is an IT service provider. We started here in Canberra. Our first offices were just across the road, as a matter of fact, at the Brindabella Business Park. And from there we've grown to support customers both here in the Canberra region and nationally, since open state offices. We're really proud to be a part of this year's event. Our involvement with Rally first started 2 years ago with our sponsorship of Harry Bates, a local driver who many of you may well know. Last year we took a minor sponsorship role in the rally, and something that really struck me was that it was an event driven by volunteers. It wouldn't be possible without, as previously mentioned, the hundreds of volunteers that are involved in this event. And for us, it's a really important thing to be supporting our community and making these events happen through sponsorship, both by ourselves and some of the fantastic partners. I look around the room and I see obviously Pialligo Estate, where we are today, On The Go, Mantra, Nutanix, National Capital Toyota, just to name a few. Their support is what makes this event happen, and it really adds to the culture of Canberra and makes it a fantastic place to be. Last year I took my 3 boys out to the event, and following that they've ended up with posters on their wall and they talk about it for months afterwards, and this year Dad wins it on. And for us, being involved was really a no-brainer when it came to us. We said, well, if we can support this event and we can help make it happen, then that's something that we really want to be part of. So to everybody who's lent their support and to everybody who continues to provide support to the event, thank you very much, and we hope it's an incredibly successful event in 2018. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce to you Maurits de Graeff to speak on behalf of Mantra and Mantra Hotels Group. Thank you, Maurits.
Thank you. I hope we will have the same weather as we have today, because it seems to continue this beautiful summer days. As manager of the newest hotel in Canberra, the McArthur, we were very, very excited to be approached by Adrian from the Capital Rally to sponsor and to be the accommodation partner. In the previous role, I've worked with the rally, and I know how important it is, and to show support. As was said, these events can only happen in the Canberra because of support of local companies, and we are very excited to be part of the whole experience. So I hope to see you all in the hotel too.
Thank you, Maurits. Mike Wallace is the event director. If I could just get Mike to the stage just to say a few words.
As previously mentioned, so this year the event is again around the Asia Pacific Championship, Australian, and also the ACT Regional Rally Series. 2018 is actually quite an amazing year for rally, because it's the 30th anniversary of the Asia Pacific Rally Championship and the 50th anniversary of the Cairns Australian Rally Championship. So it's nice that we're able to have both of those celebrate anniversaries here in Canberra this year. It's looking to be, especially the Australian Rally Championship, one of the most competitive event series I think we've had for a long time. Up to the first event in Ballarat, it was incredibly close. The Heat 1 was won by about 5 seconds. Harry won by about 5 seconds. So there's quite a number of drivers who are capable of winning the championship. So it'll be really, really tight here in Canberra, and then you throw in the international competitors as well. It'll just be absolutely fantastic. We had a really, really great event last year. Like it was tight to put it together, and Adrian and the team did a fantastic job in the short timeline we had. But it's great to build on that this year and have Mantra on board as the new location for the headquarters and our accommodation partner. The ceremonial start, as shown on the video, is moving back to Garima Place on the Friday night, which will be brilliant. It'll make the cars and the drivers so much more accessible to the fans, and I'm sure Harry loved doing all the autographs, and same with Adrian. The Kennards High Rally Village returns again this year. It was really successful last year. We had a lot of great feedback. So this year we're looking at having, we will have more food and off-track entertainment options to make it an event for the whole family. So it won't just be for the rally enthusiasts. They can drag the people in the family who aren't, and they'll still have a good time out there as well. And the service park's moving out here to Pialligo Estate, and again it's such a fantastic location and a great destination, and we've got the Canberra skyline in the background. It will become a destination on its own for spectators who maybe can't get out to the forest. They can come here and get up close to the drivers and cars. As previously mentioned, we couldn't do it without the almost 300 volunteers. I've been one of those volunteers. Back in 1995 was my first event as a volunteer, and Neil won the championship that year. And they are out, it's in the middle of winter, they get out early at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. They don't get paid, but they just love doing it, and we couldn't do it without them. We also want to thank the ACT government for their support, and also the agencies that we deal with, the ACT Forests, Access Canberra and Visit Canberra. They've been great in terms of advice in trying to promote the event, and I think we all follow each other on social media, so it's great for that, so we appreciate their support. Also our other sponsors, and this year we've tried to focus on it being a Canberra event and working with Canberra businesses, and also Netier's Canberra business has stepped up to be the naming rights sponsor this year, which is fantastic. McArthur Hotel, local hotel employing local staff. It's great to have them board as our accommodation partner and headquarters. Pialligo Estate, I can't thank them enough for the support they've provided to the event this year, to have the service park for us to do some groundworks changes to accommodate our requirements. Obviously the launch is here, we'll have the podium presentation here. They're supporting the spectator points, so you'll be able to go out there and hopefully get some maple bacon while you're watching the cars. Kennards Hire ACT for providing a lot of the equipment that we use to run the event. They're fantastic. National Capital Toyota for being our vehicle supplier. It's great that the names pretty coincides there, and but it's great to have them board again as another Canberra business. On the go, we'll be fitting out all of our volunteers with long sleeve shirts and beanies this year, since it will be winter. We really, again, another Canberra business, great success story. But we also want to thank Nutanix. So Nutanix is a partner of Netier's, but it's an international business, and they've seen the value that the rally brings in terms of exposure to the Canberra region, but also through the Asia Pacific and getting the word out there, and it's great to have them support the event. Thanks, Maurits. As previously mentioned, this is a great event for Canberra, and it's been mentioned that sort of it goes under the radar a bit, but it is a national and international event. It is broadcast to over 900 million homes throughout Asia and India and New Zealand, and we have a strong push to connect to Asia now with international flights coming out of Canberra. So it provides a lot of economic opportunity for businesses in Canberra to showcase themselves internationally. So I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. Thank all of our sponsors, again the ACT government. We look forward to having a really, really great event this year, and hope to see you all out in the forest on the 2nd and 3rd of June.
Now, what I'd like to do is introduce to the stage here Harry Bates and Adrian Coppin to say a few words. And Harry, you're back, and this time you're going to try and have a crack at the international drivers.
Yeah, we figured this year we'll have a more competitive package in our new car, the Toyota Yaris, and it's a good opportunity to step up to the international stage and try to take out both the Asia Pacific and the Australian versions of the event.
And your younger brother's driving too?
Yeah, younger brother competing this year, so he'll keep me on my toes and keep me honest in the stages. But it's really good to have a teammate this year, and what better teammate to have than your brother. If I can't succeed and win, then I'd love no one more than him too.
He's driving your old Corolla, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's driving my previous car, the Corolla Super 2000, and it's a big challenge to drive that car. It's not an easy car to drive, but I think we've always taken the attitude towards that car if you can master that, you can pretty much master any car, and so he's improving with every stage he's doing at the moment, and I think National Capital Rally, a few people will be surprised by how quick he is.
And your dad, just looking after both of you?
Yeah, Dad's our chief mechanic now, so he's absolutely loving that role. One day, maybe in a few years' time or something, we'll have time to run him in a rally.
To speak when you were the event manager, it's a bit different now. You're back driving. How do you feel? You're back into practice, do you reckon?
Yeah, that's right. I had a year off last year. We've been competing quite regularly up until last year, but relocated to Brisbane and Canberra for the last 30 years. But to be back in the driver's seat now is very exciting. I've come back to championship after I said 12 months off in the first round at Ballarat. Caught me off guard a bit, I think. I was a bit complacent with it all, and certainly in 12 months off, everyone's really up the pace, particularly this bloke over here. So certainly looking forward to get to the next round in Perth in a couple of weeks. I just came back from there yesterday testing a new car.